Hello, you guys. Welcome back to Obsessed. We have a very, 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 very special co-host today.
Wow.
A veteran, an obsessed veteran, if you will. We've got Channing G back in the studio today.
Hi, all. I'm so honored to be back. I appreciate it.
And we are
excited.
I'm excited too. We are honored to have you as well too.
Yay.
This is the Brookeshelf episode.
Yes.
Yep, we're going to be thank God. We're going to be unpacking Magnolia Parks. And I don't know, a lot of people don't know that Channing is on the committee.
I am on the committee.
She's on the Brookeshelf committee. This is a little bit what the back end looks like of Brookeshelf. We've 3 members of the committee on my end. Mm-hmm. We've got me, Channing, and our friend Sodi G. Okay? 100%. We have a group chat called Brookeshelf. And we kind of just talk a little bit behind the scenes about the books and whatnot. And we also collaborate on choosing the next book, too.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly.
We've collaborated on that. I did not put out a poll this month. I feel horrible.
It's okay.
But this next month's or next Brookeshelf book was chosen by the committee, and we'll get to that later. But first, we need to discuss Magnolia Parks, the current book. So let's hear it for that.
Woo!
Well, Brooke, you don't always have to be a star.
I know, but you do if you are going to be in the biggest boy band in the world. I gotten so worked up that I had thrown up on myself in my stroller. In my 14-year-old self, I said, those are hot men. And look at them now. They're like babies. That was kind of just like a casual interest, which I guess maybe a little bit more than casual.
I love it.
Okay, how about everyone just goes around and says their immediate thoughts about Magnolia and her parks.
Okay.
Channing, what did you think of the book?
Thank you for asking. So
Yeah.
for me, I think, I had just gone from like ACOTAR kind of vibes to this.
Yep.
So I did like the more kind of lighthearted vibe.
Yes.
I don't appreciate all the kind of name and like brand dropping. Eventually, I had to start just kind of skimming over those because that was kind of taken away from what was actually going on in the story.
Interesting.
And I know a lot of people didn't like the writing. I didn't mind it. Other than that, it kind of sucked me in a little.
It was different,
right? Unique.
Which is always fun.
Good,
and nice. Yeah.
So I gave it a 4 out of 5. I don't.
Sorry.
Did you burp?
I feel horrible.
No, I gasped.
4?
Gasped out.
I gasped, yeah.
Oh my God, that was a gasp from Izzy.
Not a burp.
I'm definitely excited to hear what Izzy
Me
thinks
too.
of the book.
Well, yeah. It's just such kind of a mixed bag of reviews.
Such a mixed bag. I have never, and we knew this going in. This is why we wanted to read it. I've never seen so many people saying you will hate this book with your whole heart, or you will fall in love with the story and these characters.
Right.
So now we're teasing that apart. We finally got some answers.
Teasing that completely apart to the core.
To the core, breaking it through the cracks
and cascading
and
it out.
Everything drip out.
Yep. Dripping like through the floorboards.
Yep, exactly.
I will say I did feel kind of like I was on like a never-ending cycle until we kind of got to that climax toward the end, and then it pulls you right back to where you started.
Exactly. And I think if you guys didn't read the book, episode is obviously going to be
Spoiler.
Full of spoilers, but I'm just going to give you a brief summary because I do think the book can be summarized in about 2 sentences.
2 to 3.
Okay, we've got Magnolia and BJ. They used to date. Now they're not, but they're in an incredibly toxic, like, will they, won't they get back together? They still basically are boyfriend and girlfriend. They just don't kiss.
Sleep in the same
they
bed.
sleep in the same bed and everything
Nightly.
like that. They're just not doing lip to lip.
or skin, like touch to touch at all.
They're doing cuddling. Occasional cuddling, depending on the mood of Magnolia, usually. Right? And then we have another man enter the chat at some point, Tom, and then Magnolia kind of starts liking Tom. But at the end of the day, she goes back to BJ. And the reason they had broke up, I'm sorry, I forgot that, in the first place is he cheated on her. Okay?
Right.
But she's able to kind of get over that at the end. Then turns out she finds out the person that he cheated on her with, which she did not know, was actually her best friend. So at the end, they do break up because of that key kernel of information.
She sprints out like falling crying.
Sprints out crying. And as Channing said, the book ends exactly where we started.
Yeah. So it's just like, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely something.
Okay, so in summary, you enjoyed it, but there were definitely some flaws.
Definitely some
Definitely
flaws.
flaws.
I mean, all books have their flaws, but
Yeah.
of course, I just was kind of like, give me a little bit more to work with.
Give me a little bit
At
more.
least at the end, like give me like something else.
Yeah.
Other than what I've been reading for the past whole entire book.
Completely understand. Now, here is the question.
Okay.
Will you read the next book?
I mean, yes. We're taking a beat
Yeah.
and we're kind of switching it up a little
Taking a
bit,
beat.
taking a good beat on that. But then I think eventually I'm gonna give it a shot.
And I hear that it only gets better.
You did hear that?
I did hear that.
Okay.
People always say if you didn't like, I guess it's like what they say about ACOTAR,
Right. You got to get to that
even if you
first
didn't
one,
like the
right.
first, you got to read the second. That's
Okay.
what I've heard.
Interesting.
Yeah, if there are some of you who are kind of on the fence about reading the sequel,
And can I say, like,
I'd like you to.
Daisy, like, I feel like she was like in it, but not like it. Is it? She
Right,
wasn't
because
like
the sequel's about Daisy, who was
Right.
mentioned twice.
right.
during
I was almost like, who was that? Like, I remember, but like she wasn't like prominent
No, she wasn't.
caricature. So I'm
But
interested to see.
I'm definitely interested in that because it seems that Daisy is a part of the crime drug lord community
Yes, because via her brother.
via her brother's involvement,
Right.
Julian.
Yes.
And so I'm excited to head into that space.
Swan dive in.
Yeah, swan dive head first. Because Magnolia was very like good girl, kind of like prissy,
Mm-hmm.
like I could get on the crime lord side of
Me
things.
too. That might be a little bit juicier. But at the end of the day, me and Brooke very much agreed that like I have not read about a more relatable character in
It's
many moons.
Every single boy she comes across is falling at her feet, and that's kind of what me and Channing go through on a daily basis.
Like just one glance at her and they're like all in. And it's
Exactly.
like,
All
all
ready to share her too.
Yeah. Oh,
with
God,
other
yeah.
men because it's like they would rather have even a piece of her than nothing at all.
Let her go,
So
right.
that's something that we relate to.
100%.
Definitely. And I'm sure you guys all felt that she was super relatable as well.
And just being like completely loaded out the ass.
Loaded out the ass, like spending $15K a day
Mm-hmm.
as if it were a $5 coffee. That's something that Channing and I also can feel pretty connected to as
Yep.
well. And we were able to talk about that. But Sodi, our other member of the committee who is not here, wanted to say quickly, I think she gave it 3 stars.
She
And
did
I
love
think
it.
that was generous for her.
Right.
I don't think she loved it, but she is going to read the sequel. And she enjoyed the Instagram account. She
Right.
wanted to let us know, everyone know that there's an Instagram account of all the outfits that you can picture. I'm not looking at it because I know that like it starts obviously with the most recent outfits,
So they'll
which
be-
are a little bit
yeah.
spoilery, I
Right.
think, and I don't trust myself. So I'm not looking at it.
I didn't look at it either. That probably would be helpful just because there are so many brands
Yeah.
mentioned that I didn't even know.
Feel free
some
to
of them.
send us screenshots
Of
of
one
the outfits
mentioned.
from book one so
only.
that we don't spoil for ourselves. But the is at the MPU closet if you're interested. Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, Channing, thank you for sharing.
Of course.
Let's go over to Kenny.
I'm excited.
Okay, so I want to say I haven't been nervous on this podcast like ever.
And I love that we've been able to create that safe environment
yes,
for you.
thank you. It's
Yeah.
been such a safe space. I'm nervous to talk about this because I'm sweating right now. I need to give some prefaces here. I was only required to read the first 3 and last 3 chapters,
I
which
did
I
tell
did.
Kenny that.
Yeah, so I was kind of off the hook. I kind of fall in the did not finish category because while I finished the book,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't fully read it.
You know what we call that in the book community? A DNF.
DNF.
Did not finish.
Did not
So this
finish.
was a DNF for Kenny.
Okay, yeah, I DNF'd the first book right out of the gate. So I do have some notes here. It was my first dip in this genre. I hadn't read.
I hate that for you.
Yeah.
I wish
Yeah.
that we had dipped our toes in a different way,
right.
but there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, and maybe that's why I don't have such a great outlook on what I read. I truly hated it.
And that's fine.
Yeah, and I don't want to yuck the yum here. But some of the notes I wrote was like the imagery and writing style was really trite, like repetitive. I found that there was no sharpness to the wit or humor. It was like,
Oh, wow.
like one example in one of the chapters I read was the Russian maid or what
Sure.
her
grandma?
one joke is that she knows the word borscht,
Right,
and it
right,
just was
right.
like, okay, that's the joke we're going with. I got to the end, obviously I skipped the middle, but that was the reveal.
The
Skip the
majority.
entire
Yeah, skip
entirety of the book.
400
Yep,
chapters or
yep.
400 pages. And I was like, that was the reveal at the end of all this. And then to come to learn the next day at the office, Izzy was like, there's 4 of these. And that was shocking to hear that she's continued a career.
That shocked you.
Yeah, I was like, I can't believe this has gone on longer.
Oh God, yeah. But I think that the next book is like not about Magnolia.
Okay.
It's about someone who you didn't even have the privilege of getting to know.
Well, maybe that would change my mind.
Give that a shot.
Yeah, maybe I'll start with that. So the one thing I will say, I see in your notes here, chapter 2, I might be able to get on board. That's where I was trying to read it through your lens, Brooke, of what you would be seeing.
Love
and
that.
I got a lot of male yearning from BJ's intro chapter, so I was like, I think I can understand what hooked Brooke. With that being said, I found these characters really one-dimensional, and maybe that's the genre. It's fun, it's trashy, but I didn't find it to be fun trashy. It was just tacky. So, whew.
Damn.
Wow.
That's me going in. Yeah,
it's valid.
Yeah, sorry.
And you're not alone. You're not alone.
Don't apologize.
Okay.
Don't apologize.
So I don't even know. Goodreads is 1 star or 0 stars, so I guess I got to give it the 1.
Okay.
If that's okay.
What is the 1 as opposed to 0?
The 1 is genuinely, I was like, well, Brooke really enjoys this. So I guess this is the 1.
Oh, that's sweet.
I was
that's
like,
definitely sweet.
I was trying to juice something positive. I was like, okay, well, Brooke is really enjoying this. So
I
maybe
wouldn't
there's
say
something
really
there.
enjoying it, but I definitely did not dislike it. But I don't want you to think that this is what I'm living for.
No,
you know?
totally. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you for letting me air that out.
Thank you for sharing, Penny.
I'm shaking right now. I feel
No.
awful for bringing negativity into the space.
Because there was a lot of also negativity on our Fable app too. A lot of
You're
people
not
hated it, so I wouldn't worry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to hearing from Izzy.
So I also am coming off ACOTAR. So I'm kind of used to
isn't
the
easy
like, no,
to
it really
transition
isn't.
that
And
way.
I recognize that it's bad writing, but then it's like 400 pages of a okay story. And I don't usually take notes when I read because I'm a lazy reader. However, the one note I left was page 342 out of 400.
Wow.
Where she goes, I have this peculiar floaty feeling that perhaps I've loved too many boys and maybe I've made too many boys love me. I underlined that
That's
and
the
said,
relatable piece that Channing and I are talking
I said,
about.
bitch, shut the fuck up. Because like we just went through so much back and forth for her to be like, well, I guess I love too many boys.
The first kernel of self-awareness
Right.
at page 342.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, yeah.
So, I mean, I love good toxic love stories. I do. But the like one chapter being like, fuck you, I hate you too. And then I was at his door.
Kind of whiplash, huh?
Bro. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and give it 2. I'll run up from
Okay.
Getty.
Wow.
I don't think
Yeah.
I've heard of any 2s. I've heard like
No,
all,
I've
all
heard
or
of
nothing.
everything but a 2. So,
Yeah. It's like a very fast read. Like, I'm glad I finished it in terms of saying I read a book. So
Will you read the second?
I read the summary of it.
Okay.
So I already know what happens.
Okay.
Oh, you mean like fully like online summary, not just
recap.
the back of the book?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's good.
Oh, okay. How is it? How does it seem? More interesting? Less interesting?
There's
or
more
pretty much
story
the same?
to it
Okay, that
besides
could be
like
nice.
going
more
back to BJ.
Yeah, that could be nice.
But yeah, to say I can say I read the second book by reading the summary, I feel comfortable saying that. So
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Izzy, for sharing.
of course.
Okay, well, I'll get into my thoughts a little bit. I kind of I agree mostly with what everyone said, which is interesting because you liked it and you didn't like it.
You can.
But
see
I
all
think
sides.
like what you guys didn't like about it, maybe I did, even though that they're all true. But I took some notes while I was reading. I definitely enjoyed it. It's not
Right.
my favorite book. I liked how fast it was. I liked how toxic it was. I gave it 4 stars because at the end of the day, like it was so annoying. Like everyone was so annoying. And there were so many times when I was just like, just quit it
right.
already. Just make a choice.
Somebody's got to give.
Like I felt like a preschool teacher being like,
Right.
here are your choices. Which one will you pick?
Right.
Like let's cut the shit. But my notes here are chapter 1. I said I can definitely see myself DNFing immediately because I think jumping in with Magnolia right off the bat and her like designer, that whole personality piece is a difficult starting point, especially when it's your first introduction to the world.
Right.
So I was ready to kind of close up shop after the first chapter. But then chapter 2, I said, wait a minute. I might be able to get on board because I do like a male POV.
Right.
And I did like that we had both alternating chapters because you guys know I do love to read about male yearning. And we definitely did see that with BJ, despite his character being extremely, extremely flawed, to put it lightly. Okay. I will also say this is the most I've ever been able to visualize a character in my head. For me, BJ is Nicholas Galitzine. You familiar with that young man?
I am, yes.
From Red, White, and Royal Blue and that new Anne Hathaway, The Idea of You movie.
Yes.
That, to me, like,
I can definitely see
that is him.
Yeah.
And if there's ever a movie and it's not Nicholas G,
won't work.
It will not work. It will not work for me.
Start from scratch.
So I liked being able to visualize him because I usually struggle to kind of visualize the characters when I'm reading.
Right.
And then another note, love how relatable Magnolia is. Heart.
Yeah.
Obviously, we both enjoyed. I also could not picture her.
I was going to ask
like,
if you have
in what world is there somebody that exists that is like that beautiful
perfect,
that like one look at her, everyone's ready to give it all up.
Right.
Yeah. So I'd be curious as to like who you guys see as Magnolia.
Other than us.
Also, I've always wanted, like, in a book, exactly, other than the four people here, like, who else could you see playing Magnolia? Yeah. I would love, and this doesn't just go for this book and any book, let's do, like, an average-looking character. Like, everyone is always, like, the most gorgeous person that anyone's ever seen. Like, let's dial it back and just have some normal people, because it would be nice to have some representation in literature. I think that's important.
I agree.
Even though Magnolia was super relatable. Okay. I also wrote So Addicted to Tom, which, Kenny, did you even meet Tom?
I didn't meet Tom.
Wow.
Tom is like laid out as genuinely like the most perfect boy. Like there is no flaw. And Magnolia kind of genuinely develops feelings for him, which is kind of like the first boy that she's been able to develop real feelings for aside from Beej.
Yes.
Yeah. From Beej. But what I liked about that is like the author like clearly was like, this is the most perfect boy and like he is the right choice. But at the end of the day, and I think this is realistic, like the heart wants what the heart wants. And that was BJ because she still chose BJ. And I think that was realistic. And I also I know, Kenny, you thought the characters were one-dimensional, but I like kind of felt it made the characters feel real, that like she ended up choosing BJ, and the fact that I could never really hate BJ.
Right.
I think that's what made them feel real, is like, yeah, he sucks, but I can't hate him because like he's human, even though he makes terrible choices. I
agree.
You know?
You can read so many kind of like cheesy novels where like what happens is what is supposed to happen and whatever, and like this is not the case. It is more realistic.
Yeah.
And plus, you know, they had like known each other since they were kids.
Right.
They had that history, Brooke, and Tom couldn't offer that.
Right. And I feel like everyone can relate to like knowing that this is not the right choice,
right,
but making it anyway just because you have to.
Yeah.
We've all been there. Hey guys, we're taking a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Cora. There are certain products I always reach for at the store just because it's become second nature to grab them. For example, I always get the same kind of shampoo. You know what I mean? But sometimes we need changed, especially when it comes to products that we can feel good about for our bodies. That's why I made the switch to Cora. These are period care products that are made with clean ingredients that I recognize and trust. And you can find Cora wherever you shop. Target, Walmart, Amazon, or online at Cora.life. Cora makes comfortable, reliable period care products with clean ingredients, like their cult favorite tampons made from 100% organic cotton. They have a compact, BPA-free applicator, and they're made without chlorine, pesticides, fragrances, rayon, or dyes. Plus, they gently expand to absorb from all angles for worry-free leak protection. I love Cora because their products are super reliable and there's so many options you can choose from. They're super comfortable and I feel good knowing when I'm using products that have clean ingredients. Cora also gives back with every purchase. They've donated over 24 million period products to date. It's time for a change. Make the switch to Cora like I did. Right now, my listeners will get a special 20% off, but only when you visit my exclusive URL, Cora.life/OWB, and use my promo code OWB. It's such a good discount. That's Cora.life/OWB. Don't wait. Get 20% off with promo code OWB at Cora.life/OWB. Hey guys, we're going to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, SeatGeek. Summer is officially here, and it's the perfect time to start exploring your city's events and getting out of the house. I can't wait for Sabrina Carpenter's new album to come out so I can go see her on tour. That's why I need to tell you about my special hookup from today's sponsor, SeatGeek. Everyone can use my code OWB10 and get 10% off any tickets on SeatGeek, whether you're a new customer or not. Sports, concerts, festivals, you name it, there are so many artists touring right now, including Billie Eilish, Sabrina Carpenter, Hozier, Noah Kahan, and Zach Bryan. SeatGeek has you covered. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. Every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee, and SeatGeek is the only site that lets you return your tickets ahead of the event with swaps. No matter how many times you've bought tickets using SeatGeek before, OWB10 is going to get you 10% off your next order. So take out your phone, open the SeatGeek app, and add code OWB10 to your account. What are you waiting for? Do it now because this offer is only available for a limited time. Okay, well, those were all the notes I had. I enjoyed it. I'm going to read the second. I completely see why people did not like it.
Right, I agree.
But I could definitely see myself getting into the series.
I think we should see it through.
I'd like to see it through, or at least read the second and kind of
go from there,
reassess.
yeah.
I want to read some of your reviews. I have loved Fable. I think that gives us a really nice opportunity to connect. I love the chapter by chapter. Did you know that, Channing? I know you couldn't access Fable.
You told me that. Yeah. I just got it. So I'm excited to dive into that for the next
You
book.
can comment on each chapter.
Okay. Love that.
Also, really quick, back to the story. Did you see that coming that he cheated on her with her
I know
best
you
friend?
said you did. I didn't.
Here's why I did. Because every time they talked about like Magnolia going to her friend about like being upset, the friend would like sob with her.
Right.
And I was like, she did something wrong. Clearly.
I just thought she was really
And I know that they're hiding something about what happened with the cheating. Kind of put the pieces together there.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I was able to loop. I also like am addicted to trying to figure out the twist like before it's revealed.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually like I don't like that I do that all the time. I wish I would kind of just let myself be surprised.
Yeah.
Because that if I didn't see that coming, that would have been a good mic drop.
It was for me, really.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Okay, so I'm Fable, back to Fable.
Yes.
Which is Brookeshelf on the app Fable.
One word.
I
was trying to do 2 words.
Issue.
Yep.
You can comment chapter by chapter, which I like reading everybody's notes on specific chapters. You can also do a full review in total. Or also there's just like a lobby community where you can just shoot the shit with each other.
I love it.
So I like all of those things. The breakdown of the reviews from you guys on Fable, the average rating was 3.2. Which like smack in the middle, which makes sense due to all the 1-star and the 5 stars. But if you look a little bit closer, if you kind of break it down, people, and I wish I could see the numbers of how many people gave each rating, mostly got 4 stars.
Really?
Yeah, mostly got 4 stars, followed by 3.
Okay.
Followed by 2, it looks like, followed by 5, and 1 in last place.
Intricate.
Which is interesting because a lot of the people who left written reviews were kind of scathing. Yeah.
So they
I guess it's kind of like the Yelp effect where it's like, if
You're
you
really
really
mad.
hate something, you're going to write about it. Okay, I'm going to read some people's reviews. This person gave it 1.5 stars. Okay, and this is from Danny.
So you can do half stars on Fable?
You
That's
can,
great
yes.
news. Okay.
Yes, thank you for
Pointing
light to that. Yeah. Okay. Danny said, I'm so sorry to whoever enjoyed this book, but I had such a hard time getting through this. Usually when I think books are bad, I can find at least some redeeming quality towards the end, but I just couldn't find anything redeeming about this book. The writing style wasn't bad at all. I just have a major issue with the depiction of BJ and Magnolia's relationship. Like, this was not a romance book. This was straight up psychological abuse. I'm so sorry to Justa Hastings. I'm sure that you're a lovely woman, but I couldn't bring myself to enjoy this. Okay. Yeah, strong word. Yeah, I feel like psychological abuse is just like they were psychologically abusing each other. That's just like part of a toxic relationship, which unfortunately that brought the tension and the drama that I kind of enjoyed.
Right.
I don't know what kind of person that makes me, but
well.
And I think it's interesting that like the kind of one redeeming thing she mentioned was the writing.
Right, because he hated the writing.
Because I think that was, I think for me, that's the part where I'd be like, I don't think it was like
that great.
super well written.
Right.
I think it was different, which I liked, but sometimes I read books and I'm like, okay, I could write this. And sometimes I read books and I'm like, okay, I couldn't write this.
Right. You thought you could.
This is one of those where I was like, I could.
It's like fairly simple.
Yeah,
writing,
that's what I felt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was a scathing review. Oh, this poison.
Do I?
This poison gave it 1 star. Sophia.
Uh-huh.
She said, I guess I'm just struggling to understand what the point was. And I get that. I can see that.
Yeah. Ended where you started.
If the world's most insufferable characters didn't get you, then the ending will. The whole book is just about them getting back together just for them not to get back together, which is, you brought up that point. Yeah. The whole thing didn't do anything for me. Okay.
That's fine.
Totally. Here's a 5-star review.
Okay.
This is from Lauren. Oh my gosh, that ending just hit me like a truck. Jessa, what was that? Ugh, I'm in love with all these characters. I just want to hang with all of them. Such a great book. I have to dive into the next one. I need to cope. I need answers. It's amazing how people can have completely...
Such a wide range.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Somebody said, I don't have a screenshot because I couldn't find it. But I remember somebody saying that she found it super unrealistic that their friends were so invested in every time they got back together.
Like, you think they'd feel
Which I thought was such a good point.
Right.
Like, can you imagine if those were 2 people in our friend group? I'd never talk to them.
Right. Like,
I would avoid them at all costs.
right.
Every time they started bringing it up, I would walk out of the room.
Exit the room.
I would walk out of the room.
Exit the premises.
So I think that's a really good point.
Right. Like, they wouldn't care that much by that point after like the 100th time. Agree.
Yeah. And then this girl said, I really loved the friendship of Magnolia and Henry, which her saying that made me realize that wasn't drawn out like that. I didn't see that friendship really.
I don't think I did either. Really.
At first I was like, who's Henry?
Right.
That's BJ's brother?
Yes.
No.
One of his friends?
Yeah.
I think it's his brother.
I think it's his brother.
Yeah, Henry's his brother.
Yeah, I feel like they could have done a lot more with that.
Maybe
with
they
that
will.
friendship. And hey, maybe they will. I'd actually love to see Tom come back.
I wonder if he will. Yeah, I would love that too.
That's something I'd really like. Or I could see her even with the crime lord.
Julian?
Yeah,
Is that his name?
Julian. Yeah, and I think we see him in the next book. So
Things to look forward
things
to.
to look forward to. How's everyone feeling about that discussion?
Really good.
Really good.
Covered all aspects.
Okay. That's great. That brings me to the last segment of the Brookeshelf discussion, which is announcing our next bookshelf.
My word.
The committee thought long and hard about this book, and we decided to go for something a little bit deeper this time around. And so we are going to read, drumroll please, while I access it on Goodreads because I can't find it.
Oh my god.
Keep drum rolling for me.
God. My god.
Cannot find it. Okay? Cannot find it at all.
Okay.
Keep drum rolling.
Do not stop.
I do not want you to stop for 1 second. Okay.
Okay.
Hold on for me. It's coming. I know I'm about to scroll past it.
Continue holding out.
Okay. Hold on for me. It seems to have been completely deleted from Goodreads.
Oh.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
The issue was I looked up The Secret Life. We are reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by Victoria Schwab.
Whoa.
Okay, let me read you the description. France, 1714. In a moment of desperation, a young woman makes a Faustian, I think, bargain to live forever and is cursed to be forgotten by everyone she meets. Thus begins the extraordinary life of Addie LaRue and a dazzling adventure that will play out across centuries and continents, across history and art, as a young woman learns how far she will go to leave her mark on the world. But everything changes when, after nearly 300 years, Addie stumbles across a young man in a hidden bookstore and he remembers her name. Kind of mic drop at the end, goosebumps from just that little description.
Right.
So I have heard a lot about this book. I have never heard a bad word about it.
Okay.
It is an average rating on Goodreads of 4.19. Okay, 4.19, which is really great.
No haters on this one.
No haters. And everybody I follow on Goodreads has given it at least 4 stars.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, mostly 5. So I'm really excited. I think there's a little bit of fantasy, but also kind of more depth than Magnolia Parks, which I'm looking forward to. I'm sorry I keep burping into the mic. I'm not going to put an end date on this right now because I'm being selfish, and I know personally that it will take me quite some time to get through Crescent
I was
City.
going to ask her, you're going to try to finish that before
Or maybe I should just
pause it.
pause and...
Because how far are you still?
Still not far, Channing. But I hate reading 2 books at the same time because I get confused.
I think pause that.
You
and
think
then
press pause?
I mean, it's so long.
Yeah, it's only 800 something though, at the end of the day. Okay, so I'll be I'll take one for the team and I'll press pause.
Okay.
And let's put. Did we do 4 weeks?
Yeah.
That felt good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So this comes out next week. 1, 2, 3, 4. September 13th. Does that sound right?
Sounds right.
Okay, September 13th is when we will do the Invisible Life of Addie LaRue discussion. I hope you'll come back for it.
Yeah,
I hope that we can get Sodi here.
That would be great.
On site too. And yeah, let's do it. I'm excited.
Woo!
Thank you all. Yes.
So exciting.
Okay. Channing, let's move on.
Okay.
I'll give you, that took longer than I thought it would, so I'm going to give you the choice of our next talking point. 1,
Okay.
books we read this summer.
Okay.
2, funny teaching stories. 3, summer bucket lists.
Do y'all have a preference?
Please, you're in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I definitely want to get to your funny teaching stories, but I also think we can hit 2 of these talking points.
Okay. Do you want to talk about books we've what else have you read this
Actually,
summer?
not much.
For reading?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Get rid of that talking point. We can do that like super quickly
Okay.
because we actually haven't read that much. But
Right.
both of us just read this book called The Push by Ashley Audrain. I think that's how you say it.
Mhm.
I heard a lot about this in the sense that I haven't heard much about it, but I see it at Barnes & Noble all the time.
Okay. I had never heard
And
of it.
you had never heard of it.
Mhm.
And I think it was a Good Morning America pick. It was a Good Morning America pick. I was under the impression that it was going to be a psychological thriller, which I was really excited for.
I went in with really no impression.
Yeah, and I probably told you it was a psychological thriller.
Right.
Yeah,
But-
I wouldn't say that it was. I would say that it was just kind of like a psychological family drama. But I did enjoy
Double
it.
drama,
I gave
yeah.
it 4 stars.
I did too.
But a different kind of 4 stars than Magnolia.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
still drew me in, but like completely different.
Loved the short chapters.
Yes.
It's about a mom who struggles to form a relationship with her daughter, and also her daughter there is probably something a little bit off kilter. Very off kilter. And I thought it sucked me in. I read it in a day.
Wow.
Like truly very short chapters that made you keep wanting
Right.
to
Always left you
read.
wanting a little bit more.
But I was waiting for the mic to drop the whole book, and then the book ended and the mic never dropped.
It
But
almost did.
I almost kept dropping. It
Right.
almost kept dropping.
Right.
But it was kind of sad too.
I
It
thought
was like
really
very
sad.
upsetting.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was definitely like a good like family psychological
Drama.
book. Just don't expect the mic to drop.
And if you're looking for a feel good, it's not it.
It's not
it.
It's not a feel good. It's definitely sad.
Very
Okay.
sad.
Channing, do you remember anything else that you have read? I could also go to your Goodreads too.
Well, nothing like I feel like after
You did ACOTAR
I
this
did
summer.
ACOTAR. I finished ACOTAR, which is crazy because that's just such a commitment, and you feel you bonded to those characters after.
And you really felt strongly that you weren't going to connect to that series.
I did.
Yeah.
I agree, and it took a minute. It does take a
It
minute.
does take a minute.
By the end of it, I definitely did though, and it's sad to see him go. You know, it's
Hate to see him go. Love to watch him leave.
hell yes.
Yep.
I will say for the last one, I was gonna say fourth. I guess there was
It's like
three.
4.5.
Right. Ish.
Yeah,
Okay.
ish, yeah.
The last one. I was doing like a long road trip when I was at home, and so I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to just do the audiobook. It was on Spotify.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Pass the time.
Yep.
Okay. I'd like put that on my Goodreads.
Were you alone?
Yes.
Okay,
thank
good.
God. But like a bunch of people were commenting like, "Ooh, that is brave. Like, do not do
is,
that." And I
yeah.
was like, "Okay." Like they're all like kind of like spicy, but not like.
Not like crazy. This,
So,
yep.
well,
Tell
the
us,
first
Channing.
hour, I was on like a 6-hour road trip. The first like hour and a half, thank God I was alone. I was like, okay, like it was just like kind of stating the fact. That's like when they come over to her, they all like gather to like tell her that she has a problem, whatever, all that stuff. So it was just kind of like slow build at the first. Okay, by the end of it all, I didn't listen to the whole thing on the audio. We had to kind of cut that off eventually, but it was almost like you like 50 Shades of Grey, beyond.
Like, I was shell shocked.
And to listen to that,
To
was
listen
like,
to that,
I
Channing,
feel like with
can't
my
even
eyes,
imagine.
it could have been all right.
That's like
It's so
Quinn, that audio erotica app.
Literally
Yeah, it
was.
really. The last book in ACOTAR is a porno.
It is.
It really, I love it. Like there's a great story and a great lesson to be learned
Amen.
about sisterhood and
Family,
friendship
right.
and found family. Porn also too.
Prepare your eyes
Yeah.
and ears for that aspect. Because you didn't tell me. I had no clue.
I didn't know you didn't know.
No.
I told you the last book is a little bit different.
Well.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
It sure was.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
I think, Izzy, I think you'll love it.
Oh, you haven't read it?
I'm on Wings and Ruin right now.
Did you start it?
Yeah, it's like one chapter, but
Yeah.
You should listen to the last one.
Yeah.
You should get on like an airplane, put your AirPods in, and just like blast it through.
chapter
definitely should.
55 was a lot. Like I read
Right.
it at the office and got in trouble. So
At this
Most-
That
office?
one?
yeah. I read it
Yeah,
out loud.
Step out for a minute.
Who got you in trouble? You can say.
Ryan was just like, "Stop reading that."
I think the
Ryan,
phrase
please.
was shattering orgasm that kind of
Yeah.
put
Oh,
the
that set
kibosh
him
on
off?
that. Yeah. yeah.
Okay.
Which
Who was having a chattering? I guess it was spoiler alert.
Let's not mention all that.
Okay. Did I read anything else? I read this book, Listen for the Lie. Have you heard of that
No.
one? I feel like I've been seeing this one everywhere. It's like it's a thriller about a podcast, which is interesting. Like it's this guy who does true crime podcasts.
Okay.
And he tries to solve this case for a girl that doesn't have any memory, but people think she killed her best friend. And so he's cracking that case open, and everyone thinks she's a murderer, but she doesn't. She also thinks she's a murderer, but she doesn't know
How does she not know?
because amnesia base. There's amnesia base to
based
it.
right now. Okay. Is that based on a true story or that's just not?
No, I don't think that's
Okay.
based on a true
That's
story.
interesting.
This was another one I couldn't put down, and I see here that I've gave it 4 stars. In retrospect, I don't know if I agree with that.
Why you would have given it?
I think I rated it 4 stars in the moment because I was like, wow, like I couldn't put it down. But then I also need to reflect and be like, but was it good
Like as a whole.
as a
right.
whole? Which I would say, no, not
Oh.
really. It wasn't great. I enjoyed it. And so,
So
I
cute, not a match.
so cute, not a match, which is something that someone said to Tristan on Grindr.
On a dating
So
app.
cute, not a match.
So cute, not a match.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel about this book. So cute, not a match. I'll keep my 4-star because like I need to refine my ratings.
Right.
I get confused.
Sometimes maybe you should like take a day, think about it.
I'm
and-
so impulsive.
I know. You like to do it in
You know I love to
moment.
do. Yeah.
Right. Document.
Okay. That's another book I read this summer. Would I recommend it for the beach? I would recommend it for the beach.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I would because fast
Fast
pace.
Okay.
Page Turner.
Love it.
That's really it. You guys know I read Beach Read. You know I read Idlewild. You know I read An Offer from a Gentleman, the Bridgerton book. Confirmed that my Bridgerton boyfriend is going to be the star of the next season, Luke Thompson. So I'm really excited about that. And that was his book that maybe some of you want to read before, An Offer from a Gentleman, the third Bridgerton.
Oh,
book. Yeah, thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Channing. That's really sweet.
Hey, great.
Yeah, thank you. Any other books from you, Channing?
Not today.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done too. Channing texted me last night that she really wanted to talk about some of her teaching stories because I don't know if you guys know that Channing is a speech therapist.
I think I mentioned that last time. I am a speech therapist. I just know that me and Brooke worked in like similar environments
Yeah.
before with kids, kind of in like a preschool setting.
Yes.
So I know you would probably have some good stories. I was reminiscing with some of my friends that I used to work with
Yeah.
about some of my old stories. So I didn't know if you wanted to kind of do
I would love
an
to.
exchange.
I am so mad at myself for not writing everything down.
I know. That's what I was thinking. Like literally I would like talk to my mom like weekly. She's like, you need to write all this down. We were like looking through old
Same.
pictures. Really?
Yes, I would literally go home every day and tell my dad like this is what happened, and he'd be like,
Write this
write
down.
a book.
And you would think you would remember it.
You would
but now
think I don't remember one thing.
You definitely remember one.
I don't
thing.
remember one thing. I'm hoping that some of your stories will jog my memory.
Right.
And there was something every day that made me like,
Every day.
cry.
Like something absurd.
yeah,
on a
the most
daily
absurd. I'm like,
basis.
there's no way that this is happening.
Right. Every single day.
I forget every single thing.
There's no way.
I just remember one thing, but I told it already on B&C.
Okay.
But I could tell you.
Okay.
This is actually when I was student teaching in 2nd grade.
Uh-huh.
And we had to have silent lunch because the kids weren't eating because they were talking so much.
Uh-huh.
I think we just did silent 15 minutes at
And
first
they could
just
talk.
so they could eat. And I sat next to this one sweetheart, Peter,
Mhm.
who he couldn't stop talking.
Okay.
And so I wanted to make sure that he got some nutrients in his system.
In his system.
And about 2 minutes in, he was like shaking, like could not talk. And he leans over to me and he was like, Teacher Brooke, have you ever had breast cancer? And that's all I remember.
What did you say? Not right now.
Not right now. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Talk about it a little bit later.
Let's talk about it later.
I do love how they call you Teacher Brooke.
Yeah, I was always actually I might have been Miss Averick for that.
Okay.
For student teaching. I think maybe, but I was Teacher Brooke in my actual job.
And you didn't instruct them to say that, or you did?
No, that was just the lay of the land.
I love it.
Yeah. What were you, Miss Glenn?
No, people, I think a lot of people didn't call me anything. Just like no acknowledgement or
that's sweet.
Or maybe just like Channing.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe some of the like older kids said Miss. I think that's like what my title was, probably Miss Channing, but
Miss Channing.
I don't think that really came out to fruition. Yeah. But yeah, so I also worked it was like a school / like private clinic.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the kids were like enrolled there in school and then also got therapy. So we had like occupational therapy, speech therapy, physical therapy, and then some would just come for like outpatient therapy. Mm-hmm. So it was really, really something. I will say, and I'm sure you know, it's just like very physically and emotionally draining. Like one day and you're just like.
I had no social life when I was teaching because you get home and it's like,
everything
I have to be in bed by 5:30.
Right. At the latest. So, but you know, I've sometimes try to have a positive attitude, and I liked a lot of my coworkers. Like we really bond going through this because we would just like go through the ringer every single day. So we would try to like collab out with some like themed parties and stuff like weekly. That. Like
where would you have the parties?
On location. On location. Like,
was there a teacher's lounge?
No, we would just kind of like do it during the day or like at lunch maybe. But like we would still be in charge of the kids while it wasn't like a full out party. It would be like dress up days.
Love that.
Pizza
kind
party.
Of like the way that you do summer programming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I really like that. Yeah. Wrangling the troops
bringing
out.
Excitement
I
to
try
our daily lives.
I try.
appreciate.
So we would do dress up days. We did like there was a water day kind of. I think we did it like weekly or bi-weekly, and we would all dress up like lifeguards. Mm-hmm. So that was sweet. But it would basically just be like we're outside, and there was like a little playground with fake grass, of course. And we would have like little pools set up out there and sprinklers. The kids would come out and play with that. We were in lifeguard more just like a red t-shirt. I wore a red t-shirt a lot. But we found out one of the kids we found this out after the fact. Okay. He was using the little boys' room into the gutter that went straight into the sprinklers. Came out for water day, and then a lot of
the little boys into the gutter,
into the gutter pieces, and a lot of them would try to slip out of their swim trunks on water day as well and get on the playground features,
like completely butt ass,
like going down the slides, like getting on the swings, and like. You know, get comfortable, but we can't go that far. Not too comfortable. Not to mention, we had.
How old were your kids?
I did all ages, so I would have like. Literal 2-year-olds through, I think I had a couple 12th graders.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
It really covers.
Whoa.
Right. Yeah. The whole gamut.
Age
spectrum.
Yeah.
So they would slip down, do slip and slides nude. And that you could be okay, but not really. And also I'm remembering there was a children's hospital pop up right next door. So there'd be like professionals like coming in and out of the same parking lot that could see over the gate and see into that. So that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So
that's tough.
That was tough. We had a 4th of July event because, I love themed activities, patriotic. Yes. I love it. So we like all gathered, dressed up. And for that event, for some reason, it was decided that people could bring their own dogs to the co-workers.
BYOD.
BYOD. So some people brought their dogs that day.
Like the kids or?
No, the workers. I didn't bring Gus Glenn because he wasn't approved clearance to come through. My dog Gus likes to come attack everyone. So
I had the privilege of meeting Gus a few months ago
at the beach.
At the beach because your mom was there, but you weren't there, which was devastating. But I got to meet your mom and Gus, and Gus was looking at me.
My mom will be like, "Do not touch him. He is not friendly."
Yeah.
But he's not. He has attacked me. He's bit me on the nose right here before.
Like drew blood.
And my mom said that was my fault because I was trying to kiss him.
How dare you?
I know.
Hey guys, we want to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, ZocDoc. There are some things in life that are okay to be a total crapshoot, like trying out a new type of milk in your coffee, or buying something from an Instagram ad, or trying a new takeout spot. But finding the right doctor should not be a total crapshoot. And with ZocDoc, you've got more options than you know. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality, in-network doctors, Choose the right one for your needs and click to instantly book an appointment. We're talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty, from mental health to dental health to eye care to skincare and much more. You can filter for doctors who take your insurance, who are located nearby, who are a good fit for any medical need you may have, and who are highly rated by verified patients. You can also see their actual appointment openings, choose a time that works for you, and click to instantly book a visit. Plus, ZocDoc appointments happen fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even score same-day appointments. The next time I need an appointment, I'm heading straight to ZocDoc. So stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/obsessed to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/obsessed. ZocDoc.com/obsessed.
Anyway, so people brought their own dogs and we were doing like a relay race thing. And so like you sit on a balloon, you pop it, try to like run back and forth, whoever wins.
Right.
I'm running, okay. One of the dogs jets out right in front of me, okay. And it was either like I'm going to like collapse on and like mass murder this dog or like I'm going to like have to give it a beat and I'm going to like break my leg.
Sure.
And so
You had two choices.
I did. Sacrificed it all for the dog. And I'll show you a picture of what happened to my knee. It was like everyone was dying laughing. I was like, it's really not. I'm like about to start crying. Like it's really not funny. It was like my whole knee was
Ew. Oh my God, Channing.
kind of taken out. I still have a scar.
Completely. Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, on my knee.
You were skinned alive.
I should have probably gotten stitches. It was horrible.
But that does show you because like you had no time to think. Like that shows where your
Right.
priorities lie, and you are completely selfless and like would risk your life for another living thing.
Well,
which is beautiful.
I wouldn't want, we're in front of kids and stuff. I wouldn't want the dog to get injured.
Right.
So
Right.
anyway, we also did kind of like a Western day. And I forgot to tell you, we had a school hedgehog that would sometimes we would coordinate his outfits. So we had him dressed up for Western Day, which was cute. I don't know if y'all can see.
Oh my God.
We made him a little hat.
I
piece.
tried to get Frankie to wear a hat once, and she wouldn't.
This
she
was
wouldn't
all
budge.
about 1 second for the picture.
Okay.
That was about it.
Can you like hold a hedgehog?
We're wearing oven mitts to pick it up. 'Cause
Wow.
we
Wow.
got really too scared to actually pick it up. And then for Groundhog's Day, I decided you know what? Let's all wear Buc-ee's outfits, like Buc-ee's merch, because
Yeah.
the big gas station.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alabama, I love that is a beaver, but I thought that would be a good kind of correlation for Groundhog's Day. It's similar.
Yeah.
so
It is similar.
Thought that could work. What else? Oh, one day, the kids were like screaming, freaking out on the playground, like touching something on the ground. We run over there, dead rat that they are picking up by the tail. Dead rat by the tail. Would you believe me if I said in that same day, I walk into the building, like we were on the playground, walk back in the bathroom, live bird. Same, like within the hour. So that was that. One for we loved parties for our Christmas party one year. Our boss let us go ahead and go to a drag show. So that was good
With the
team building,
kids?
not with the kids, but it was just like awkward because like some of us were friends, but then some people had like just started working there, and we
Right.
were just doing like drinking
Right off the bat.
at a drag show.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Wow. I didn't have any coworkers my age.
They were all
They were all
older.
But which is like fun. Like I love like a good mom friend.
Right.
But it definitely would have been nice to have.
Right. Like I'm telling you, like we were really bonded out forever because of what we went through. One kid that was enrolled at the school, his teacher was one of my good friends, Emily, that worked there. It's just funny because she's teaching them kind of like, ABCs, like right versus wrong, like just the basics. The mom comes in one day. She's sweet as could be. Okay. She is offering out bourgeois photo shoots. How do you say that word?
I don't know what is a bourgeois.
Bourgeois. How do you say it?
Bourgeoisie.
No. like in lingerie, basically lingerie.
Oh, boudoir.
What did I say? Bourgeois.
Bourgeois.
Yeah.
Bourgeois.
So she was offering to do that
Of
for
the kids?
No, for his teacher though. She's like, let me just come over and we'll do that. And he's like,
Oh.
not right now. So we were able to see some of her work on Facebook. What else? Not too bad. Oh, sometimes which like the classes were like a lot of kids in one class with one teacher, so it was hard because a lot of them were like severe. But sometimes we would have parents come in that were like up in the parking lot, like upstairs with one of the kids. Hey, found them in the parking lot. That's like horrible. And then one kid was found out in the parking lot climbing on top of the cars.
Wow.
And he also liked to climb on top of the monkey bars and just like go ahead and jump right down off. And he could not be stopped.
That I just
Sparked
a
you?
memory just sparked out for me.
Let me hear it.
We had a boy who during siesta time, and siesta was usually right before pickup, would shove different toys in his pants and then pretend that he has no idea what we're talking about. But you could literally see like Legos like bulging like in his pants. Like there's no hiding it. And he was like, I do not have Legos in my pants.
What are you talking about? You can't like...
And we can't, like, what can we do,
right.
you know, in these trying times?
Right.
So every time he would just get dismissed, and then his mom would bring the toys back, and we would have to wash them with soap and water.
Oh gosh.
So I would try to keep my eyes on him all of siesta, and he managed to do it the second I looked away. He would shove a block in his pants or something. But one day when the mom came back to deliver stuff that he had shoved in his pants, he had actually locked himself in the car.
Okay.
So the fire department had to come, and I'm like, truly the whole school was circled around the car, just like wait, because it was
like
scary.
hot or
It was
something?
hot.
Yeah.
The car was off, and he was buckled in to his car seat, so he couldn't open the door. And we were trying to like tell him how to unopen.
Right.
And he was
Didn't work out.
He was panicked.
Oh,
And guess what?
They
After that,
never came back.
no, never put anything down his pants again.
Wow. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's the lesson learned.
That's the lesson learned.
Just
Put
gotta
toys
lock
in your
in.
pants so it got locked in the car. Yep.
That'll solve it.
Yep.
And speaking of kids in the car, this was one other good one that I remembered. So like this school place was like in the middle of nowhere, Alabama, like kind of in the country-ish, like 30 minutes outside of Birmingham, which was like the city I lived in. And one day we had this mom pull in a Bentley. Which like there are no like Bentley dealerships in it. Like there's nothing like that really there. And so she pulls up in a Bentley, looks like just like loaded, kind of probably like Magnolia look, you know, like just like designer head to toe. And we were just like, so that's just like, we've not really seen that before in office. So that was just kind of interesting. So we start like looking up her name, looking up her address. Her husband actually does exotic animal tours.
Oh, like
Tiger King.
like Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically. So like we like looked up, this is probably bad to do, but her address was on there. Like we looked up her address, and their house was like elephant heads and tigers and such as.
Whoa. What was the kid like?
He was like fairly normal. I think she was like very particular about like what she wanted for him, and like it wasn't what we were going to be able to do. So I think she didn't continue. But when he was in like the therapy clinic, his siblings were outside in the Bentley, of course. And then like I guess one of my coworkers was not there to like get some paperwork or something, or like give him something, I don't remember. He's sitting in the front seat right next to him, loaded gun.
No, that is insane.
That's horrible.
Oh my God. I haven't had that experience.
Right. So that was definitely one for the picture books as well.
Wow.
It was just like truly always something.
It is always something. I had to call the office to have somebody come stand in for me if I had to go to the bathroom.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. You can't leave
Like
them
you
alone.
literally do not have 1 second for yourself for 7 hours, which is ultimately why it didn't work the career didn't work for me, because I loved the kids so much. Right. And I wish that I had kids to interact with here.
Now, yeah.
But
that's the better.
I could never.
I couldn't do a big classroom. That's more of like better saving grace of being a speech therapist is like one-on-one. You like pull them from class and they come for outpatient, because doing the whole class, it just.
Yeah, I was always jealous of the speech therapist. Yeah. It looked fun.
It was fun. They did always try to give me like the most, like the worst behaved kids, because they're like, oh, Channing's fun. Like she's fine with it. So like other people would get like older students to like sit at a desk and like do worksheets. I was like chasing kids, like the kid that was jumping off the monkey bars and such as. That was going to be my my clientele.
We had one girl come in, and she was like sweet as sugar. Truly, like never did anything even remotely wrong. Her and like one other boy were playing at like some sort of sensory station, like playing with sand, whatever. And the boy took her toy, and she just goes, "I'm gonna kick you in the nuts."
Okay.
And I was just like, oh my god,
just
like I
coming
can't
from her, right?
It came from a 3-year-old, let alone this specific 3-year-old. And so then all the kids started threatening to kick each other in the nuts.
Did you just have to say something?
Like girl to girl, like I'm gonna kick you in the nuts. Like, and so I had to, I was just like, that is not something we are saying at school. If you're feeling frustrated, let's think of something else that we can say. And I had to monitor the monkey bars because that was where they were all threatening to kick each other in the nuts, like swinging.
Right, of course.
So I had monkey bar duty for like a week to make sure no one was saying they were going to kick each other in the nuts.
Did they cut down on saying it or no?
Eventually it fizzled out, but you know, then something new always pops up. Yeah, you know,
Always kind of troubleshooting, really.
Always troubleshooting. Yep.
I think that was the main ones for me. It's just like, you know, saying it out loud is not ever going to be as real as living.
I know. It really, I regret more than anything not writing everything
down. And you know, that's why today I do teletherapy and I'm grateful for it.
I had one girl who was really struggling. I think she was 4 and really struggling with potty training, which is a little bit late, which is fine. We're all on our own timeline, 150%, but it was time. It was time for her.
No pressure, but she needs.
And she literally, like, she could. It was like so sad to watch. Like, she would sit on the toilet and she would like. It was like the most terrifying thing in the world for her to like let something go, let God.
So you had to kind of oversee every time.
We had to put her both feet in 2 separate bowls of water.
And that did it?
Because that was the only thing that worked.
Interesting.
Her mom came in one morning and was like, unfortunately, like, this is the only thing that's been working.
At least y'all
hate to ask this of you, but we were doing 2 feet in the water. And then,
So you had to kind of prep.
I won't get into the potty of it all.
Well, so you had to like
have more details.
Of course.
But yeah, we were always prepping the 2 water buckets.
Did you have like an aide or an assistant, or it was just you?
Yeah, no, I did.
That's good. Okay.
I had an assistant that year.
That's good.
So yeah, but randomly I was the one on bucket duty.
Let her watch the class.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
All good. Okay, I do want to touch on the summer bucket list.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Channing, I think has it been the past 2 summers that you've done this?
No, so last year, you know, we did like the summer programming. What do we call it?
Summer programming.
Summer camp. We did like the more of the camp, like Monday through Friday.
Okay, yeah. Last year, Channing was the head of summer camp, and it was something Monday.
Make money Monday, so we just focus on working.
Yeah.
Treat yourself Tuesday.
That was my favorite day.
That was a great day. Workout Wednesday, which varied from like pickleball to going on a walk or something. Theater Thursday.
I loved Theater Thursday too. That's when we all got AMCA list, right?
Right. And that last year, I feel like there were better movies coming out like weekly.
Yeah.
This year, there are some, but not. Okay, anyway. And then Up Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was when we would all let loose.
For what?
For one.
Like, finally let our hair down.
Let our hair down. But you've changed it up a little bit this summer. You've changed up summer programming. Walk us through that.
Okay, let me walk you through that. So I loved the format last year, but also like every single day, a commitment from every person. That's just a lot. And like it was fun, but it's also good to mix it up. So this year, we collaborated with some more of our confidants and came up with a poster board summer bucket list. So we were like, okay, we're going to go Memorial Day through Labor Day and kind of tick through some of these items that maybe we haven't gotten the chance to do yet, or maybe we've done it and we want to do it again.
Yeah.
So I did like a June summer bucket list vlog and a July. August, I feel like we're wrapping it up, but we've done the main ones that I wanted to hit.
And by the way, Channing has vlogs up of us completing some summer bucket list tasks.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. So go ahead and watch those.
Go ahead and watch those. So I would say, okay, so in the first one we did Cinespia, which is where we go to the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, watch a movie.
Tell everyone about it.
Well,
tell everyone what happened.
Well, we were going to see the movie Legally Blonde. I've just seen that one so many times that I didn't think it was necessary for me to sit up and observe the whole time. So I actually knocked off during it. About 1 second into
complete knock off, and tell everyone what happened the other time you went to Cinespia.
The other time I went to Cinespia was 2 years ago, and
by the way, I'm saying Cinespia as if everyone knows what it means.
It's Hollywood Forever.
Oh, did you? Oh, it's an outdoor like movie viewing at a cemetery.
Yeah,
but in a way that's not disrespectful
at all. No, and like a ton of people go. It was like so packed every time I've been twice, but it's been so packed both times I've gone. When I went the previous time, I was feeling kind of what would you say? Kind of loose lips,
wavy and loose
lipped.
You had a mocktail.
I had a couple mocktails that day. I think we were at a pool.
You also had a mocktail when you knocked off at least.
I did. So for some reason, that wine kind of got me knocked off and out.
Yeah.
But I was also drained. And, if your body needs rest, you need to
honor
listen.
it. You need to honor that. Yep.
I woke up right as it wrapped.
You did.
You know what? It's fine. But 2 summers ago when we went, I had a couple mocktails, of course. I think we were at a pool party. So pool party transition to Sinesvia. What do you expect? Okay.
Nothing,
so I had some mocktails.
And you were shot from the sun.
I was shot. My energy was drained out.
Yep.
I was completely shot out. Okay. We get there. It's like a big group of our friends. It was the movie American Psycho. I had never seen. I almost had to rewatch it again the next day to try to
Put the pieces
exactly
together.
what had happened. Because I'm having some trouble recalling a couple key pieces. But anyway, I was just like doing a lot of like screaming, moaning out loud.
What had happened
I'll let you say it.
Matt King was there, and that's his favorite movie, and he takes his movies very seriously. So Channing likes to fuck with Matt.
Occasionally.
Sometimes. Occasionally. Because it is fun, because you do get a reaction.
He just gets so worked up and like, why would, like.
So there were a few sex scenes in American Psycho, and Channing took the liberty of very loudly moaning along.
No, it was not loud or long.
along with those scenes to Matt.
Not like to him directly, but like he was sitting in front of me. I was just doing it like behind him.
And he was screaming, stop, stop, stop. And then Channing would just get louder and louder with the moaning.
And then I would be like, what? What? That wasn't me.
That was, yeah. And then I think you had knocked off.
I didn't knock off. I think I went to the bathroom.
Oh, I thought you fell asleep for a little and then came back.
Like you fell asleep at that one, didn't you?
Sure I did. Yeah.
I was knocked in for that one.
Yeah. Oh, you had knocked in. Okay.
Knocked in and clocked.
But I wish I had that on camera. I have never seen Matt
more livid
than
to see it.
Than at American Psycho 2 years ago, featuring Channing moaning.
Well,
yeah.
Anyway, so that was Sinesvia, so very normal.
Yep, we did that this summer. That was the first item.
Yep. Sinesvia. We did what was the? I think I wrote a couple of these down too. Let me look really quick just so I can kind of pop through the order. The aquarium.
Oh yeah,
we went to Long Beach to go to the aquarium.
We did.
It was fun.
Yeah.
We personally loved the otters. I think.
Oh yeah. I wish they had more otters.
Me too. And I wish that you could like reach out and pet them as well.
Yeah.
They just had a lot. I think it would almost be better if we had like young kids with us or something. I think they would really appreciate it more. Like it was good.
I don't know why. I wish there was like, we could walk through something and like glass fish were like over top of us. It just wasn't very like, it didn't have the je ne sais quoi
that we were looking for.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was pretty much like, here's a tank.
There were a lot of tanks,
which makes sense because it's an aquarium, but it was just missing the je ne sais quoi.
Exactly. Yeah. But anyway, we did a picnic. We did mini golf. You hated
the picnic.
Remember, we tried to go to Griffith Observatory. Where you can see the Hollywood sign and all of that and do a picnic. We all drive over there, it's about 40-minute drive and doing completely closed up top on the parking lot. So we were supposed to park down at the bottom and then wait for a bus. So it was looking at about an hour wait. We're all like carrying food and whatnot. And that's just, the world sometimes doesn't want you to win. Okay. And they were trying to make us wait a really long time at that bus stop. But we just decided to pivot and we went to the Silver Lake Reservoir instead. And that was gorgeous. We were completely flexible. And sometimes you got to do that.
Yeah.
So we did that.
That was fun.
I liked that.
Yeah.
It was just like kind of chill and sweet. We
chill
did mini golf. You hated that.
Well, I hated it because, Izzy, I don't know. I haven't been to the Valley many times. The heat,
it'll get you.
It's not
horrendous.
Acceptable.
Also, you did
that
mini
place?
Golfing? Yeah. That place.
That one
like
specific place.
Pretty gnarly too.
Castle Park.
What do you mean by that?
It's just kind of gross. Like,
is it the place that's also the arcade?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's like, in high school, that's where everyone went on their first dates. So maybe I associate it with that.
Right. Okay. That's kind of sweet though.
Yeah. But I did go.
Did you go on a first date there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Izzy,
how was it?
Not great.
Really?
But that's okay. But I don't know. It's just like I went recently. I was like, ooh, this is not quite how I remember it.
It was 100 degrees.
At least.
A minimum. And it was a suffocating heat.
Yeah, it's like so hot.
So next time we'll not do that in the summer, or we'll go in the evening.
Yeah.
But
and I've been really my New Year's resolution has been stop complaining as much. And I was actively in my head that whole time thinking, do not say anything. I couldn't keep it in. It was like actually like physically like.
As long as you're trying, that's good. That's
Yeah,
good
I was trying. Yeah.
And you know what? I bet you wanted to stay home that day and you ended up coming. So at least you're trying.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Channing.
Of course. So we did that. A big highlight, I think, was Catalina.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't like that either? Or you did?
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I thought you were about to say something about Cat.
No, Catalina Island. Not Cat W. Catalina
I was like, what did she do?
Island.
That was my favorite.
Okay, good.
I loved Catalina Island. I did not know what to expect. I had never been. A little slice of Europe.
It was gorgeous. Truly.
It really was.
What you're going to do, you're going to hop on this ferry. So you have to drive like an hour-ish.
I think it
40
was
minutes,
like,
40
yeah,
minutes.
40.
Get on this ferry. The ferry is an hour long. Do be prepared that when you go there, it's freezing on the ferry for some reason.
Even if it's hot outside.
Yeah, it's just like really windy or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was gorgeous. We did the beach. We did a little motorboat
That was
out
gorgeous.
on the water and some sightseeing as well, a little bit.
Yeah,
Y'all did some light
Some
shopping.
good food there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had gotten a Catalina Island
Butter
sweatshirt
yellow.
and in the butter yellow. And I got a jelly cat. I got a fish jelly
What's that
cat.
butter yellow? If you
What
can
was
believe
it called? Neofish. It's
Yes.
called Neofish. Yeah.
So yeah,
I
I would love
some
to go back
treats.
there one day.
I do want to go back.
And then most recent, which was your number one favorite, Six Flags.
Hotter than mini golf. Hotter than mini golf.
think she hated
Concrete
mini
jungle.
golf?
I don't remember Six Flags being. I was thinking like Disney vibes. It's literally just concrete jungle and a ride in the middle of it. And so the heat beating off the concrete. Okay, beating off the
Not
concrete.
to mention, let them know how much you love roller coasters.
I don't do roller coasters. I randomly can do like Disney rides
Those are definitely less
because they're
intense.
just kind of like a straight shot usually.
Right.
But I can't go upside down. I can't spin.
go too fast.
I can't go too fast. Randomly, I can do like the Guardians of the Galaxy, like maybe drop. I can do a drop and kind of like a straight shot. Could not do any of the Six Flags rides, so I kind of just sat with everyone's stuff, which I was happy to do. Truly, it was Megan's birthday. I wanted to go support her. That was another instance where I said in my head, "Do not complain. Do not complain." Once I let a few slip through the cracks.
Well, you still did good, especially without doing like that one. Like the highlight was like the rise, and you
Right.
didn't, obviously, she did the merry-go-round.
But
right
a
now.
woman who worked there was able to dump a full big bucket of water.
That's
over
featured
my head.
in the Six Flags vlog. She was
Yeah.
just like had a huge bucket. People would walk by. You want to splash? Splashed her out.
Yeah, it was nice.
But it
was a
dried
nice-
within seconds. That's how hot it was, bro.
Seconds. And I've never never drank so much water in my life. Like I don't drink water, so 4 like big cups, which is a lot for me. And we didn't even have
Without
to
having
pee,
to pee, yeah.
because we were sweating so much that all the water was coming out that way, which I didn't even know that's how it worked, which is honestly cool when you think about
Right.
it.
Seeping out.
It seeped out the wrong places. But yeah, that was definitely my favorite part of the bucket list. Do we have anything? I have to confess something to you, actually.
Scared.
We were supposed to go whale watching when Gabby A was
you didn't
here.
get refunded. I knew it. That was sweet of you to pay out of pocket.
I last minute was like, I actually can't drive 2 hours each way to go whale watching.
It was an hour. It's in Newport.
No, it was an hour 48.
Okay.
And traffic. It's always longer than it's going to be.
I cannot
And there
believe
was
it.
not a guarantee that we were going to see whales. And
Can I say you were the one that put whale watching on the bucket
I know.
list?
I do want to go whale watching.
Okay.
I didn't realize we were going to have to get in the car for 2 hours. And Gabby A was only here for a few days and didn't want to be in the car that long, which I can understand.
Was it Gabby or was it you?
It was mostly me. It was mostly me. I obviously texted and said Gabby doesn't want to go.
That's on
It was
Gabby.
mostly me that couldn't do the car. But I texted Channing and Sodi. It was a Brookeshelf committee event.
Meeting on the water.
A meeting on the water, and I said, I'm so sorry, guys. I don't think Gabby really doesn't want to come. Gabby really doesn't want to come, and,
Gabby really don't wanna be in the
we
car.
can get refunded. Don't worry. So we couldn't get refunded. I just paid everyone out. I paid everyone not to go.
It was the exact dollar amount though, like 48.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. And I was happy to do it, really. And I think I would do it again. But I do want to go whale watching, genuinely. I can't make the drive though.
They do it at Marina Del Rey.
So let's do that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't look into that opportunity.
What we'll do is I'll let you pick the date and plan it.
I'm not a good planner.
That's okay.
Yeah. It's important to build that muscle.
Right.
Yeah.
But summer is wrapping up, and I have enjoyed the bucket list. What do you think about fall? I don't think we should make like a full-on bucket list, but I do want to do some festive
love
activities.
fall, and it sucks because we don't feel fall here.
A little.
I don't think I wore a sweater once last year.
A little.
Well, I'm wondering there have to be places in California where it feels like fall.
For sure.
Let's go there.
Then you would have to get in the car and drive, Brooke. Or ride.
Let's take the train. You can always take the train.
Okay.
And I want to do like fall activities,
I
like
do too.
Halloween stuff. We
Me too.
love Universal. Apple picking. I
I know, I would
apple
love to do that.
cider.
Halloween Town.
spooky-
Watch a movie.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
But
So let's really focus on building out those fall activities.
We're not quite done with summer, but we
No.
are wrapping.
Do we have any more summer activities?
I don't think we are going to do the last things on the bucket list because they require traveling and or that it was whale watching.
Sorry.
Okay, but maybe in the fall we could do some travel. But I do want to have a big summer blowout closeout bowling event. That was not. on the
we were
bucket
wanting to
list.
do. Yeah.
we're gonna
Maybe
do
we'll
that.
do the bowling event.
We'll do the bowling. That's indoors, and you can sit down if you don't want to bowl.
I will have to get my nails taken off by the
Oh,
time
true.
we do bowling.
True.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I'm pretty low functioning with them right now. Oh, Channing, I can't thank you enough for coming today.
I have something to present to you before it's all
oh
said and
God,
done.
I'm scared.
Why?
What?
It's sweet.
What is it?
Okay, so y'all know last time Brooke was kind enough to let me kind of go. You look scared.
I
There's
am.
no need to let me go through and present all my wedges.
Yeah. No.
So I have something. for
No.
you. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. So it's a big presentation. Let me kind of get them. Let me kind of get them prepped out.
Channing, never in a million years
Yeah.
would I have even
Yeah.
seen myself with a pair of wedges. No.
Obsessed.
Fucking Channing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obsessed wedges.
Yeah.
Channing, I'm addicted to them.
It has-
Oh my God. Oh, Channing, they're exquisite.
What do you think?
This is one of the best gifts I've ever gotten. You and Izzy are very good, good at gift giving. I suck at it, so I really appreciate. I'm speechless.
Really?
I'm completely speechless.
The thing about them is you can display them or you can even wear them.
Dual purpose
You
wedges.
can even wear them out on the town.
Oh my God, Channing, I love them.
I'm so happy. I used
Let me give you a hug.
I love you, honey.
I love you, honey. Thank you so much, honey.
Of course.
I love them.
I'm so happy to hear that. It
Wow.
was an honor to make.
What an amazing moment in obsessed history. I really appreciate it. And don't you were these the wedges that you used as the base for the coal mining wedges?
Very similar.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Y'all don't forget to watch my pageant vlog, by the way, if you haven't.
I don't think you've talked about the pageant on here. Give a quick rundown
Okay.
of the pageant vlog and then tell everyone where they can find you.
Okay, so.
And I'm going to put these on the shelf while you
Okay,
do
you
that.
don't want to try them on? For right now. Okay, so in June, I went home to Alabama for a couple of weeks. And while I was there, I moved forward with participating in a coal mining pageant. Okay. So, my house wedges they've been to the sea, they've been to the shore, they've kind of hit all the terrains. Where have they not hit? That pageant stage. Okay. So I was just kind of seeking out a pageant that would align with the dates that I was home in Alabama, because Alabama has more pageants than I could find here
Right.
randomly. So anyway, the one that I found that correlated with the dates I would be there, theme coal miners.
Yeah.
Coal mining theme about coal miners of Alabama.
Of course.
It was located in Parrish, Alabama, population 963. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
And so I thought, you know what? That's perfect. Let me start small, as I've never really done a pageant.
Yep.
Okay. But there was 2 categories. So it was like beauty. So you wear a dress, or outfit of choice, where you do coal mining theme
Of course.
for your outfit, which makes sense. Like that kind of goes without saying, like
Yeah.
what you would wear. Coal mining
Exactly.
theme, of course. So my mom and my sister helped me kind of DIY some coal wedges. And you'll just need to go watch my YouTube to kind of get that background on that. We had my friend Chad D there, the professional with the camera. He was following me around on location at Parrish High School. So yeah, there's 3 other girls in my category. I will say for the outfit of choice portion, I was running late. So sitting out in the bleachers, I look up, all 3 other girls are up on the stage, so I had to run. The coal was falling off my wedges as I was running.
Falling off the wedges as she makes her way to the
To the
stage.
So,
I think you guys are really going to enjoy that vlog. And not to give a spoiler, but just a little bit of a spoiler.
Yeah.
You won some. Serious
I want some
opportunities.
some titles.
Yeah,
I don't
some
want to
titles
say
too.
what.
Everyone will find out. Yep.
Yep,
Tell them
definitely.
where, Channing.
It is going to be on my YouTube, Channing Glenn, actually.
Channing Glenn, 2 N's.
Yes.
Yep.
a lot of N's in my name. But yeah, would love if y'all wanted to tune into that. And if y'all have any suggestions in the California area of pageants I could participate in, because I want
That's good.
our friends to be able to come.
That's really good.
Okay, great.
Okay, great. I'd love to. I would pay an endless amount of money to see you in person at a pageant.
Well, or we can all go to Alabama, like maybe over the holidays.
That could be
and do
nice.
One. Yeah.
That could be nice. I'd love to go back. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. Channing, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We've got our next book, The
Excited.
Secret or Invisible?
Invisible,
The
I
Invisible
think.
Life of Addie LaRue. Join our Fable and look up Brookeshelf, one word. That's the club. And thank you guys so much. Love you all.